Hello and welcome to another hacking video. My name's Ed. This video, I want to show you how to run the local exploit suggest the multi-recon option within Metasploit. This gives you the ability to find low-hanging fruit if there is any. But without further ado, let's jump into this. I already have Kali open and I already have a module loaded that I want to use. And the reason I want to use this is it's pretty straightforward to use. It gives you full admin access on a server. And because I have a username and password already, I technically don't need to try and find a way. So what I generally use is if I have username and password, if I can get in on SMB, doesn't mean you're always going to get in, then I use this. And to use the local exploit suggester, you need to have a session within Meterpreter or MSF console as you refer to it. So the first things first is you'll notice we have to set a few options within this module. So if you search psexec within MSF console, it'll bring up a number of options to use. This is actually quite an old exploit, or should I say, ability to get root access or admin access onto a machine. Still works if SMB is obviously working on the remote side. So we need to set our hosts. Now, if you're working with the same IP like I am within Metasploit or MSF console, you can use the option set G, which means set global, with the IP, which means every time you go into one of these exploits or auxiliary modules, you will be able to have it pre-populated. I have the SMB domain populated, the password, the username, and obviously I'm using a port of 4444 and run against my culling machine. So if I run this, we should get a shell back, and I'll show you that now. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. If it doesn't work, try changing your payload. In this instance, I had to set it to a Windows x64 bind TCP for it to work because it didn't want to work with the interpreter shell. But as you can see, I've got a reverse shell, and on here, if I type who am I, you'll see I'm into authority system. So that's great. I can pretty much do anything. I can run Mimikatz. I can run any other post exploit that I wanted to. I could enable a remote desktop if I wanted to. If it wasn't enabled, that kind of thing, because I am system on server. But what I want to do is I want to type in background, and I'm going to just send this session to the background. What we're going to do is I'm going to paste in the next module that I want to use, and you'll see it's post multi-recon local exploit suggester. And if I push enter here, and if we look at the options, you'll see that you need to define a session, and that's pretty much it. So in this case, I already have a session here. I'm going to just set the set session 2, and then I'm going to run it. Now what it's going to do is it's actually going against the session that I have currently, and it's going to go and collect any exploits. And if there are any, it's going to try and exploit it against the system. This is a server 2022 OS, so I don't think there's any exploits right now that it's going to find, even though Exchange is sitting on a very low version. You'll see that 196 exploit checks are being tried. And obviously it did try this CVE, but it came back with the result of the target's not exploitable. But in your case, you might have a Windows 7 machine, you might have a Windows 8 machine, a 10 machine, 11 not patched kind of thing, that you might be able to find stuff on. It's just something I use. It doesn't always work for me because I don't find anything, but in some cases it has worked. It's found some stuff, and you can obviously use those exploits then to get into the machine. Um, Again, we already have username and password, so we got in as NT authority system, but this is if you want to go deeper, if you want to create persistence, like in my other videos. we basically set up a scheduled task for a reverse shell. You can actually use a multi-handler within MSF console or Metasploit to give you that session back, and you can continue doing things. So there's many ways to skin a cat. This is just one of the tools I wanted to show you that I use. If you use it, great. If you're new to this, add it to your toolkit, try it out in your labs. Just want to end this off by saying this is my lab that I'm attacking. This IP is my Azure lab. I have permission to attack it. Please do the same in your environment. Do not go and attack somebody's environment without permission, without scope of work, etc. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I thank you very much for watching.